welcome to Coaching to Flourish. I am so excited to be here today with Britt.
Hello, I'm excited to meet you.
So John is out for a couple of weeks, and so is Raj, and so Britt and I get the honor to be here to be able to answer some questions that you have submitted to us, and so we're pumped. We have some good questions to cover today, specifically related to our community as well and the opportunities that come with being a part of the CTEDU community. So we love you, coaches. We're so excited that you're a part of our community, and here are a couple of questions to hopefully help you get answers to feel more connected and to be able to engage with other coaches outside of your specific course and class.
Yeah, so these questions are timely since you're here because you're one of the most senior people. So you can kind of talk a little bit too about maybe the evolution of some of these thoughts and ideas. But the first question that came through was, what are coaching pods? What's the benefit of a coaching pod and how do I sign up? How do I use them? So I know that this has started long before I got here. So we'd love to hear, how they started, what they are, and how you think coaches can benefit.
Yeah, so coaching pods are great. So they to sign up for a coaching pod, I would say contact support at coachtrainingedu.com. Coaching pods are exclusive to our coaches in our community and our alumni. So it's if you're curious about Coach Training EDU and you're like, what is this? I don't know, maybe I need to sign up. Here's a benefit when you sign up that you get, and coaching pods are a really big deal. So coaching pods provide a coach an opportunity to be able to coach outside of their class to gain practice with coaching, and also potential bartered hours or paid hours for their ICF client log. And so we partner people in coaching pods once a quarter, and we partner people depending on the course that they've been in. So if you've been in an academic program, we'll likely partner you with somebody else that's been in an academic program. We're looking at time zones. Since we are a global community, we have people all over the world that we are connecting, so we'll consider time zones to be able to connect people. There's typically about like 3 to 6 people in a coaching pod, and we take the signups, we form the pods, and we say go for it, and then we allow the coaches and the pods to connect. So some people meet as a group, and they do breakout rooms and they coach all together. Some people meet one-on-one with the coaches that are in their coaching pods to be able to gain more hours. And so it's a really great opportunity to practice what you're learning in a really safe space, because you have other coaches who are doing it as well with you and learning and growing. We're always learning and growing, for the record. So if you're an alumni coaching pod, it's great too. But a safe space to learn. It's also a great opportunity to just network and get to know other coaches in our community. We can get so tight with our classes and the people that are in our class, which is incredible. But we also have hundreds of amazing people that are a part of our community. So it provides coaches an opportunity to be able to connect with people outside of their class, build friendships, build networking, and be able to learn from each other too on how are they bringing their coaching into their current position, or what are they, how are they building their business, what's working for them, what's not. So there's a collaborative piece as well for that. And then, like I mentioned earlier, there's also an opportunity to put bartered hours on a coaching client log. So to apply for the International Coaching Federation credentialing, you do need to have 100 client log hours at your base level. We could go into all the other details, but we're not going to, of client log hours. But the 100 client log hours, there's a certain percentage of it that does need to be paid hours, and they can be bartered hours with another coach. And so we're going to encourage you to get out of the community and coach, but coaching pods provide a really great opportunity for you to be able to start to build upon your coaching ability and your client log as well.
That's a really excellent explanation for coaching pods. I know a couple of the coaches in my classes have gone through coaching pods or have gotten together with other people in coaching pods, and the feedback I've gotten is really strong. A couple of highlights maybe to sort of give folks an idea of exactly what we're talking about. Couple of folks that I know, like it's a good way to find people for referrals. So because we group people based on, academic with academic, there's still niches within those specializations, right? So what's nice is like if you're working with college students for job preparation, but someone else is working with college students for grad school preparation, you know, if a client comes to you and they're one or the other, you can have a referral for that other person. So it's a nice way to, like Ashley said, network, but also build that referral program for your coaching business, which is really nice. And then I just know a couple of my coaches also mentioned, learning, like the learning that they got and seeing, you get so used to the coaching styles of the people in your class, and it's really beautiful and great because you get a chance to practice with everyone. But then having that extra perspective of getting coached and being coached, or being coached and coaching a completely different person, but who's also a coach, brings with it a nice little learning curve that I think a lot of coaches really appreciate. So just a couple of the benefits that the coaches I've worked with have mentioned from doing them.
Those are excellent points, Britt. Yeah. Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, it is something different when because we get so comfortable in our class and with the coaches in it, which again is like this incredible thing. But when we get to coach somebody outside of that, it kind of gives you that little like, ooh, what am I doing here? One thing I do want to add to this too, I really want to encourage coaches to, anytime that you're coaching, even a coach outside of your class, still design the alliance with them. So if you're hopping into a coaching pod, or you get connected through Power Hour, which we'll talk about here in a second, or something you're coaching somebody outside of class, highly encourage you to do a design the alliance session with them before you start coaching. Even, I mean, if Britt and I were to coach each other, we know each other pretty well, but a coach-client relationship is going to look different. And so it would be really important for us to be able to design that together so we can meet each other in the best way possible and not go in with assumptions just because she's a coach. She's going to know what kind of client I am, or because I'm a coach, vice versa. So just encourage that too. That piece is a really big deal.
Oh, that's a really good point. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. You're absolutely right, though. Not making those assumptions is going to be important. Well, you mentioned Power Hours. Mm-hmm. So similar question came through about Power Hours and maybe sort of differentiating. I think there was some huge confusion about like what's the difference between a Power Hour and a coaching pod. And then again, like how are Power Hours, what makes Power Hours important to some of our coaches in training?
Yeah. So Power Hours, I love Power Hours. They're one of my favorite things because I get to be in all of them. So it's super fun for me. So Power Hours are the difference between a coaching pod and a Power Hour is a Power Hour is a scheduled set time every week. So every other week we meet at 12 p.m. Pacific time, and then on the off weeks we meet at 7 a.m. Pacific time every other week on Thursdays. So that alternates every week between an afternoon and an AM time, and it's just an hour long, and it's an opportunity for coaches to come into practice. But there's two things here. So one, if somebody's making up a class, this is a great opportunity for them to do that, to be able to coach somebody, and they cannot count that time that they spend coaching as a bartered hour. However, if a coach is just coming to practice and to learn and engage, and the other coach in the class says, yeah, you can put me on your client log, then they can actually use the time that they spend coaching on their client log. Something that is unique about the Power Hour as well is I'm there, and not like I'm there, but like for observation. You get me. I don't mean it like that.
That is a big benefit, Ashley. Don't undersell it.
I didn't mean it like that. More, but the observing factor is what I meant to say. You get like somebody who's going to observe, which is the role that I play in Power Hours. And sometimes there is another coach. So if we have an odd number of coaches, we will spend time all together in the room, and there will be two of us listening to a coaching session and giving feedback and encouragement and so on. Otherwise, if there's an even number, we do breakout rooms, and then I'll kind of hop around if coaches are comfortable, and we'll do the same, just kind of listen and give encouragement and feedback. And so that's a sweet thing about the Power Hours, which can also be done in coaching pods. Now that I'm like saying this out loud, I'm like, that could be a great thing. If you have an opportunity to pair up with 3 people at a time and have somebody observing a coaching session, that's also a great benefit of coaching pods too. But Power Hours, you'll always have that if you come to them. They're shorter than a coaching pod, and you are able to meet other people that might not be registered for a coaching pod. We have a lot of coaches that are consistently show up at power hours every week, and it's fun. I've seen relationships get built between coaches, but I've also seen tremendous growth in coaches that are, you have your classroom setting. So I get to see we have coaches all from the first week of their class to alumni coming to power hours. So you have varying degrees of experience, and it's really, really cool. But to get to see the growth in each of them as the weeks go on is really beautiful. And then those that are spending time coaching outside of their class, you see an even like bigger jump in growth. And so power hours provide the opportunity for coaches to be able to practice outside of class in a safe place. And we always talk about like, this is like, just try some things. It's okay. Like, no need to be nervous or worried about anything. We're just here to learn and grow together. And you get to listen to other people coaching and put things into your tool belt as well. It's like, ooh, that was a really good question. Or I really liked that kind of style. That's something I'm going to pocket and really consider for myself. So yeah, that's the difference between coaching pod and power hours, is one is more flex schedule and time. And power hours an opportunity to make up time in class that's been missed. And yeah, you have an observer always in the power hour. So
I think it's funny because I know that some of the coaches that I've trained, they go to power out, they've gone to power hours, but started doing so as a way to make up a class. And when they came back to class the following week, they're like, that's not what I was expecting. I think there's this sort of, oh, it's a makeup, so it's just something I have to do quick. And they felt that I've gotten amazing feedback on, I really got a lot more out of that than I expected to. Several of the coaches, I'm hoping they did, but told me in class anyway that they were planning on going back more times and being more a part of that. So I think there is a lot of benefit to that observer piece, but also getting a chance to sort of talk through things and how different people are utilizing their skills and talents and tools with their variety of clients.
totally. Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Yeah, it's so fun to see people come back. And that's kind of the cool thing about it too. It's no pressure. So if somebody can come once a month, that's awesome. Or if they come like sporadically, that's okay. You can see much more growth happen when somebody's consistently coming. But if somebody is just able to come whenever they can, that also is wonderful. And we're always excited to see those people in power hour. And it can range from 2 coaches to a power hour to 10. So, you never really know what's going to happen, and you get an opportunity to, again, people that are in their first week of program and people that have been coaching for 2 years, they both learn from each other. And I think that's the really cool thing. So it gives an opportunity for coaches to be able to kind of be out of their element and learn from somebody else in different steps along the way.
The golden question that always comes up with this is like, okay, well, how much do these things cost?
They are $0. They don't cost anything. And again, the power hours and coaching pods are exclusive to our coaching community. So this is current CTEDU coaches and alumni. So if you are, again, considering coach training EDU, these are huge benefits because they're going to expedite growth, but they're also going to provide opportunity for the networking and to build your client log hours, which is a really big deal to get to 100 hours to get your ICF credentialing. So yeah, if you are a part of our community, like, you are welcome to any and all of these, and it's free. Part of it. We care for you.
$0.
Zero.
We're not selling this. This is already included.
Yeah, it's a part of it. So that's what's cool.
Yeah. So then beyond power hours and beyond the coaching pods, one of the things that I think was really fun is Ariel, one of our staff members, she helped us come up with this idea of sort of encouraging people to sign up as practice clients. And the benefits, similar questions to what we've been doing, what's the benefit of signing up as a practice client? How does that benefit both the coach and the rest of the community? And what can people expect from sort of taking advantage of being a member of that list, so to speak?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think there's still some development that's happening around that, which I think is really exciting. But one of the really cool benefits is if this might be somebody who can't commit fully to like in a coaching pod, there's an agreement that you are coaching somebody and you're being coached. In the power hour, when you show up, you're coaching somebody, you're being coached. So signing up as a practice client, that this might be for somebody who is like, I really want to be able to give to another coach in the community, or I need this coaching in this area, and um, I don't have the ability to be able to take on more clients myself or to coach myself. Like that might be a really great space and opportunity for somebody in that. Or if they're just like, I really want to just be on the receiving end because I want to learn from a coach. I want to be coached by somebody. That could be a great opportunity. We also have the practice client list where we get people that write into us looking for coaches as well. And some of them are looking for paid clients, and some of them are looking for somebody in training. Just that they're trying to figure out what life coaching is, and so they're like, "Is there anybody that's willing to have a practice client for a little bit, so that I can kind of figure out what this life coaching thing is?" And so the practice client list can provide an opportunity even for that. But that will go more into the directory here in a minute too, which is actually going to probably take over that piece as I'm like processing it out loud. But yeah, so those are some of the benefits of the practice client sign up as well. Anything you
Yeah, I agree. I know there's a lot of development still happening. So what's really fun about our organization is that we're continuing to grow, and we're definitely hitting a pretty decent size, I would say, growth spurt at the moment. And so along with this practice client list, it would definitely be up to the practice client and the coach to, again, like Ashley was talking about before, design an alliance and talk about what their partnership will look like. And so, but it's still a really awesome opportunity for our current coaches, or people who write in, or our current coaches' family members, to get a chance to sign up and maybe experience what coaching feels like, looks like, or be coached in an area that feels important to them, without with the knowledge that they're also helping the coach. So the practice clients are then paired with coaches in training. So there's an agreement or an acknowledgement that they're still being trained, they're still going through the training program. And so it's this nice opportunity to be coached, but also to really help a coach in training sharpen and hone their skills so that they can become better coaches. If you want to stay on as their client, for you as a future client, and for their other future clients as well. So that's kind of like a nice, fun way of getting more involved in the community and giving back too. It's like that nice little cycle that we all go through.
Yeah, that's so good.
Okay, so you mentioned the directory. This is a really exciting thing that's like we're literally in the middle of processing and putting together, but it's coming soon. Mm-hmm. So tell us about that. What's going on with that?
Okay. So okay, I want to first say there's more to come with this. So I think we're giving a little bit of like a taste tester right now. Like it's not there will be information that will be sent out to our community that is like full blown. This is what's happening. These are all the details. This is, the benefits, all these things. So like, I feel like we're just dipping our toe in. I'm giving all of these like little pictures because I'm like, just guys, just wait. There's more. So the directory, we've had an academic life coaching directory in the past, and it was amazing. We like I just mentioned, when it comes to the practice client one, we do get people that write into us and say, hey, I need a coach for my daughter, or I need a coach in this area. And so we want to be able to encourage and support and help build or be a mini microphone to the coaches that are in our community. And so the directory is going to be a really great way for us to be able to do that. So we are going to host a directory on our website that is going to have our coaches and their specialties and ways to get connected, so that people that are inquiring that's not where I said it about getting a coach, or wanting to work with a coach, a paid coach. This is going to be an opportunity for that as well. Now there's a whole another layer to this. Is something that we will have John explain when he's back, because it's really exciting. And so like Britt just said, we're constantly in development mode on this side of things. It's so fun. So I'm going to go on a little tangent there and just like kind of go off of what you were just saying is, we love our community. We love the feedback. We love encouragement. What you bring to us, we actually really take in as a team, and we bring to the entire team, and we chew on it, and we are continuously advancing and operating in that growth mindset. So all of these things that we're bringing to you have been birthed from different ideas that have either been in our community or as a leadership team looking at our community and saying what is needed. And so just want to say thank you to our community, and also like just buckle up, because there's some fun things that are coming. There's more coming. As a member of our community, being a part of our community, there's just a lot that's in store, and so it's really exciting. So the directory is one of those things. So Britt, help me out, because I'm trying to figure out how to give information about this without saying too much about it.
Yeah, so I think, I'll just summarize sort of where Ashley just was. So basically the directory at this point, again, Ashley is alluding to the fact that there's more to this, but if this is the first layer, let's say. Mm-hmm. So it's a space where we'll host our alumni coach information for people to be able to search and find a coach that they feel connected to. So this is phase one of a bigger project that, like we said, John will talk about. I hate the secrecy, but it's going to be so much better coming from John. But this is definitely the first layer of that. And like Ashley just said, I just want to sort of piggyback on that we do take ideas that you bring to us and try to put them together. So a couple of other smaller level resources that are coming. We are working on sort of cheat sheets where it'll be helpful for you all to take a look at a tool and like a quick at a glance, like this is how to use the tool. And the other thing I'm really excited about from a curriculum standpoint that Ashley and I are actually going to be tag teaming on a little bit is some workshops coming up. So we are also looking at building workshops that are specific to some of our specialty classes. So Ashley and I are going to work on some wellness style workshops. We are building a relationships course, and the person who I'm building the curriculum with, her name's Chantel, she's amazing. Her and I have overloaded the curriculum, so we decided to pull some stuff out and make some workshops off of that. So there's just all of these opportunities to also engage outside of, there's the coaching opportunities to get coached and to be coached and to coach. There's also these new additional opportunities to learn more. And again, these workshops are offered to you at no additional cost. And so it's a really great way to also meet new people, engage with the person leading the workshop. And so it's an additional sort of extra something curriculum wise from the perspective of these workshops that I'm really excited to start building and putting together. Some of them my team is working on building an ethics workshop, which is one of the requirements for getting recertified through the ICF. So there's going to be lots of things coming that we'll be able to offer our community, in a really real way that's going to help with recertification and homing your skills and really building our community stronger. And so that's why I said earlier, we're in this like big growth spurt right now, because there's just so much like right there, right on the horizon. So looking forward to 2023 being a pretty big year from the perspective of all these new things that we're going to be offering.
Yeah, that's so cool, Britt.
I think that wraps up our resources sort of knowledge and wanting to know about like what is it that you get when you're part of our community, and wanting to help our community understand and know like these things are offered and out there, and so please take advantage of them. And if you have more questions about specifically how and when and where to do these things, reach out to myself, Ashley. Support at coachtrainingedu.com is a great place to start as well. We're just really excited about these things. We know that they make a difference in your experience as a coach in training, but also as an alumni, and helping you build your skill set, and also maybe even like develop a niche and all of those things that you might need to do. So we just really, really encourage everyone to utilize these things as a way of supplementing nicely the education that you get in class.
Yeah, that's so good, Britt. And I think one of the really neat things about our programs is I think if you're engaged in the class, you're just going to walk away with a massive amount of things in your tool belt and be changed in the process of going through the program. And I also believe you're going to get out what you put in too, to an extent. So there are a ton of opportunities for you to further yourself as a coach. Um, Individually, collectively, in your business development and everything. And so, yeah, please reach out to us. We want to support you. We want to connect you with others. It's really important to us that you feel seen and you feel connected and encouraged and equipped. We know that it's a big deal to take on life coaching. And we also want to see those that take the program, we want them to thrive and we want them to feel like they're able to bring life coaching into everything that they're doing because we know that it's going to change the world, like John's talked about before. So, however we can support in that process, we want to be a part of it. So, yeah,
Well, thanks. That was
cool.
great. I'm
Yeah,
glad we did this.
me too. Yeah, thank you, Britt, so much, and thank you for those questions. It's great to talk about the resources, and thank you everybody else. Again, reach out to us if you need anything. Britt and I will probably see you next week. And then if you have any questions, please send them. You can either put them in the chat on Facebook, or you can send support at Coach Training EDU your questions, and they'll send that over to the marketing department, and we'll bring those questions. I would love to see some more. We have a good list, but it's like bring on some more for the next couple weeks. So yeah, thank you all so much. Thanks again, Britt.
Thanks, everyone. It was great being here. Thanks, Ashley.
Bye.